50. Now, thousands of people, including some teachers and nurses, are facing huge tax demands going back more than 10 years.
Yeah, they're being warned that they face a bill next April for the whole amount if they don't contact HMRC by the end of the month to spread the payments out. Paul Lewis of Radio 4's Moneybox programme has been investigating this story and joins us now. Hiya, Paul.
Hello,
it's
Rita.
a terrible position to find yourself in. What's happened?
Well, it is for these individuals, and I've spoken to one social worker, and she says, you know, that she fears she might have to sell her house, sell her car. She really can't understand why this is happening to her. Now, what these people did, on the advice normally of either an accountant or the agency they worked through, because these are agency workers, was to take some of their pay or all of their pay, not as pay, but as a loan, which would not be repaid for a very long time. And because it was a loan, the advice to them was, it's not taxable. So in that sense, they avoided paying tax on some of the income they got from their job. And that is the money that the HMRC, the revenue, is now trying to recover in one go at April. And that could go back 5 or 10 years in some cases.
And these are not big earning people, are they? I can understand why people feel slightly frustrated that HMRC goes in so hard for what are perceived to be easy targets, Paul.
Yes, I mean, they're not big earners generally. Certainly the lady we spoke to wasn't. That they're people on relatively modest pay, and suddenly they're faced with this bill. And they certainly say, and campaigners say, that the revenue is going after the easy targets, the people who really can't defend themselves. And in fact, because there was a lot of dispute legally about whether these loans were in fact pay and whether they were taxable, the government simply passed a law less than a year ago, last November, which said we have the right to collect what they call a loan charge on this money as if it was pay and as if it was taxable. And that can go back to 1999 in theory in some cases, and it's that retrospective nature which the campaigners say is just completely unfair.
But presumably these people say they were just poorly advised or wrongly advised, but I guess that's no defence for HMRC.
Well, absolutely. They say they were badly advised. They say they were advised. They followed the advice. They didn't think there was anything wrong with it. They say they might have been naive, but they're certainly not criminals that need punishing in this way. But as far as we know, and this is one of the things we want to clear up with the Minister later on Moneybox, is has any firm actually been prosecuted for selling what now turn out to be probably unlawful schemes? And we just don't know the answer to that. So yes, they think go after the people who sold them to us, not us. But of course, every individual, you, me, everyone else, has a personal tax liability. So if we did do something that is just the wrong side of the law, then we will have to pay the tax ourselves. Campaigners are also saying, there's a motion before Parliament to say revenue should spread it over more years, because even 5 years, which they're offering some people, it is not that long to repay what could be 5 or 10 years tax.
Yeah, and someone's made money out of all of this, haven't they? Thank you very much, Paul.
Someone has made a lot of money.
Yeah, Paul Lewis from Moneybox, which is on Radio 4 today at midday. So if you think you're affected by that, I do urge you to have a listen.